And so it begins. Perfectly good truck. Nothing wrong with it, aside from the fact that it's not going fast enough for us, for me. Bill probably would leave it alone. But we're going to rip this thing clear down to the bare short block, take the heads off, or intake heads, accessories, the entire front rad core, support, the whole deal. I've got a converter coming. I have all the goodies for this motor. We've got a brand new valve train. We've got red hot cam from BTR. We've got springs. I mean, part of the valve train. They're double beehive springs. I've got new push rods. We've got, I mean, just all kinds of things here. So basically doing a cam swap with a converter. I got a Circle D 3400 RPM stall in their 4L80 converter, and we're just going to rip into it. So my goal today is to have this thing completely ripped down, heads off, ready to reassemble. We may not have the cam pulled out, but at least have it down all the way. So this is not a fast process, but through the magic of YouTube, it's going to go pretty quickly.
We don't leave anything alone.
Yeah.
It's just no fun.
I do have a sickness.
It's no fun.
That truck's not done. Camaro needs work. Bill's car needs work. The 55. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. This is our sick week vehicle. We were actually going to wait a little bit and do this closer to the new year, but we're just going to start ripping into it now. So this is like a multi-week project. It's starting right now, and follow along.
So for now, time is on our side, but I don't know how long that'll last. We'll see.
Yeah. Let's
drain pan. Dump the fluids.
Yep.
And disconnect the bat tray.
Yeah.
Because you know what happens when we don't.
Things catch on fire.
Mm-hmm.
What in the devil? Not a good start. Not a good start.
We moved here 2 weeks ago, so now I can bother Neil full time instead of having to drive and bother him only once every 2 weeks.
You got to be kidding me. Just how it goes here. Just how it goes. It's not 5/16 and it's not 8mm.
3/8.
Well, it's 5/16 was too big.
Oh, 5/16 was too big.
Yeah, so here's what we'll do about that.
All 16ths. Yes, sir. Probably 11:30 seconds.
Yeah. All right. Battery disconnected. We'll put this cover back on it.
Yep.
I don't think it's really going to be in our way. I don't think
It's
we need
okay.
to.
We don't really want to drop something on it. That's
Yep.
not good.
Nope.
Drain pan is.
Yeah, drain pan.
There's a little tiny one over here, but that's an oil one. Not big enough.
Oh, that black one?
No, a little purple one.
There's a black one over. It's over in front of the vise.
Oh, got it.
That'll work for coolant.
Oh, yeah, except it's full trans fluid.
That's fine. We're not going to reuse the coolant anyway.
Okay. You want it under the
Yeah.
petcock?
No, I guess.
Or do you want to dump it out of the
Petcock
hose?
is just going to go all over the place. So is this. Let's just put it here and I'll crack this open. Just make a big old mess as much as possible.
Yeah.
Where is this guy? Let's start by pulling this off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? We need to go get a table. Let's walk and grab a folding table to put right here.
All right.
Real quick before we dig in, I realized I did not get set up. So before we start ripping everything apart, it's so important to stay as organized as possible, both taking things off and the new pieces going back on. So what I've done is put a folding table with a little blanket on it and just lay out all the new parts so we can make sure we've got everything we need. and then we can make sure we haven't forgotten anything. So we've got a set of, these are BTR, but they're LS3 head gaskets, all the springs, keepers, all the good stuff. The camshaft, I've got a trunnion kit here for the rocker arms so that we get rid of the needle bearings and we don't put them inside the engine. We've got a set of push rods. This is all Brian Tooley Racing stuff. So a set of push rods, set of Brian Tooley Racing, what they call like LS7 lifters. I've never had issues with these lifters. I do, however, soak them in a plastic container using STP. Some people say don't do it. Some people say do it. Some people say just pour some oil in here. You probably could do all those things, but I like to really soak those things at least overnight, one night, make sure that they get all the air out and replaced with oil. And STP is good for that because it's nice and thick. Some people say too thick, but I've never had issues. I got a Melling high volume oil pump. This is for, I believe, a CTSV. We've got all of our head bolts. These are just Fel-Pro head bolts. I got a whole set of those. Cam plate, these are pretty important to replace. Now that motor actually only has somewhere around 60,000 miles on it, so it's probably fine, but I'm in here. I really don't want to rip into it again if I don't have to, so cam plate. Cam plate bolts for those guys. There's a seal on the back of this, and I'll show you that as we're doing it, but that's why it's so important. You don't want that leaking. It's a cam retainer plate, so it holds the cam in. And then on the back of the cam, you've got 3 bolts, or the front of the cam. So we got new bolts. I've got new lifter trays, probably fine, the ones that are in there. But again, if I'm pulling the heads off, we're doing it. Timing chain, I think they claim this to be a high performance timing chain. Also LS3. I bought this 3-way OBD2 splitter so I can do my gauges, my HP tuners for logging at the track with the gauges at the same time. We talked about that in the last video. And then this third OBD2 port is for this air fuel gauge, which has a wideband sensor in it. So this is it. This is what we're doing. It's not really a lot, but it's certainly a fair amount of work. So you'll see I still have some room on the table. We can clear workbench space too, but all this is going to come off. When the heads come off, I typically do my heads over there. I can sit next to the V on that workbench and dig into them, rebuild the heads. And yeah, so we're just going to start ripping into this thing and make a big old mess, clean it up.
Always.
And then put it all back together. You know the problem with doing YouTube videos?
What?
No music.
Well,
Can't play music because they'll block it.
yeah.
That's
I
all right,
think
though.
I don't think anybody wants to hear us sing, or we could break into song or
The thing is, we probably could play music, and I'll just do a time lapse here.
fancy whistling.
We could fancy whistle.
We could sing Christmas carols.
We could, but they have to be open source Christmas carols.
Well, absolutely. Who didn't know that? Who didn't know that? I have a whole
I'm pretty
brain.
sure nobody has the rights to Jingle Bells.
I have a brain full of open source Christmas tunes.
All right, so we got the air cleaner off. I think I'm going to pull the strap off. That looks like about a 10 mil maybe.
Can I dump the water now?
Huh? I was going to pull the shroud off first
Okay.
because it's just kind of going to be a little easier for us, I think.
We can
Let's
do
find
that.
out.
We can do that.
What in the devil? Some stuff on this truck is metric and some stuff on this truck is standard.
Thank you, Chevrolet,
Yeah.
for crossover on many things. That started in the probably around 73.
That truck has 0 metric on it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, none.
Amazing.
I'm just going to pull these off actually. It's probably about a 1/2 inch. Yep. The question now is, where are my tools?
We need impacts.
Yeah, I have one. I just don't know where I put it. Here it is. With all the other stuff I should have put away after I was done with it. from the last project that I never finished.
Well, we have to keep it interesting.
Well, I got a set of tools over there that I don't want to mix with this set of
Right.
tools. And I got a set of tools here that I don't want to mix with that set of tools.
And we have race tools.
Those
We
are the
have,
ones over there, yeah.
Lawnmower tools. We have motorcycle
Those.
tools.
We have those.
Yep.
I love these things. Magnetic parts trays.
Oh yeah. Cool.
I got these from Tractor Supply like a year ago. $8, but I have them kind of all over the place. I got some stuck to the oil container for changing oil, and drop your drain plug in there, or a wrench. You never have to lose it. You know where right where everything is. And so we're going to use them again for bolts. Look at that. A big mess of
Oh, nice.
pieces from the grinding wheel.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, good for scratching paint.
Mm-hmm. And sticking in your fingers.
Yeah. Or your cheek.
Oh yeah.
Cheek poker, right? Isn't
Yep.
that what Vice Grip calls it?
Is it? Yeah, cheek poker. Yeah,
Cheek
when they
poker.
shoot out and
Yeah.
hit you in the forehead.
All right, so bingo. Super easy. The other thing, if I'm tearing something apart, and I know it's going to be apart for a long time, although I didn't do this with the blue truck, but if I'm tearing it apart and I know it's not going to go back together right away, and I might forget what bolts went to where or all that fun stuff, I'll put them in bags, plastic bags, and label the bags. We're not going to need to do that here, because if this takes a long time, we missed sick week. Self-tappers holding the shroud together.
Absolutely.
That's fine. Easy as pie. Or the top should come off pretty easy now. What you think? I'm gonna watch a radiator. Radiator. I'm pretty sure that thing's is full. No, I thought that was a lot more full.
It feels like it's bolted to like this, the frame.
Well, this should
like
come
the
out,
rear
right?
springs. Yeah. You good? Yeah.
So far, we haven't made too much of a mess. It's early. You know what? This stupid water pump leaks from somewhere too. I think I know where. I think I determined it was coming out of the casting itself, actually. Oh gosh. How in the heck did that get so rusty already? Figured we'd bring it in here. You can check it out with us. So we got the alternator off, getting ready to pull this bracket off. Another thing I like to do is put the bolts as many times as you can back in where you pulled them out from. So when you have to put it all back together, the bolt's already there and you don't have to think about it. Got this wiring harness, move it out of the way. So I'm just trying to get all the front accessories removed. And that thing's still draining.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing I'll take off is this, and I think if I did this right, we should be able to pull this whole bracket off and just move it to the side so we don't have to disconnect the power steering.
Gotcha.
If I did it right. The odds of that, 50-50.
We'll take it. Sometimes that's good odds.
Bing.
Round one.
There's another one here. that. Ouch. If you want to pull those plug wires off, you're going to need to do that anyhow. Shroud's in the way now.
Cool.
Seems about
Can
right.
I get under there and get to the bolts on it?
I might not need to if I can just sneak this thing out of the way. This now, here's that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
What do you call it on a brake line over there?
Yeah, well at this point I think we do actually just have to take the shroud off because I need to kind of swing this thing around this way.
Let me see what we got under here.
Sounds like that thing stopped pissing.
Yeah, she just a little drip now. That should come out.
All right. Yep, got it.
And I'm going to stick these right back in,
Yep.
okay? So when we wonder what's in our way, because we can't get that thing back in here, we'll see the bolts.
Yep. Good, perfect. All right, so the trick here, Bill, is that we can't let this thing rest on the rad support because the core support's coming out.
Yep.
So this thing's free.
Can you wire tie it over to the master cylinder?
I think we could probably do something like this and be okay.
Anything where it doesn't fall.
Can you just hold that for
Yep,
a second? I'm gonna
got
get a rag for that.
Yeah.
Trying to do this like a Rubik's Cube.
How's that? We could actually do it to right there and it'll
Is that
stay.
gonna stay sealed?
That should.
Can we flip it up?
Maybe. All these lines are in the way, but
What's blocking this? This is blocking this. There, I feel better about that. And then I think we could zip tie it right to that.
okay.
Pull it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Power steering pump's totally out of the way. It'll even be out of the way enough to pull the heads off. We'll have no issues with that. We've got our power distribution block here, grounds. The headers have to come at least separated, so we have plenty of space, and nothing's leaking, so that's a plus. So next we'll pull off the. Now I can pull the throttle body off. Okay, the GoPro got hot, so that's great. It's like 65 degrees in the garage right now.
Yeah,
I'm not doing anything with the stupid camera.
You're not sweating at all. The camera's sweating. Yeah. But it was fine in the truck cab, a 90-degree day at the drag.
It doesn't make any
all
sense. Junk. Stupid.
Electronics, the way of the world.
Yeah. All right, so the water pump has officially stopped dripping, and I think it's next to pull off.
I'm gonna.
How's that? Pretty good? That'll work.
We're trying to minimize the mess. You can't eliminate a mess, but you can minimize.
Round two. It's not, ouch. It's nice that the radiator's already out because I'm not slamming into it with wrenches and anything else. There was some in there.
Got a little weight to it.
You alright?
Yep, I'm good.
Oh yeah. Might hit juicy. Okay, the camera kept overheating. I had enough of it. The problem is the little microphone adapter that I use for our wireless mic. So we're just going to use the microphone in the camera. We'll speak up. Everything will be fine. Obviously, we got a lot of stuff off the front end. And now I got to pull the harmonic balancer belt crank pulley off. And There is a very specific pulley removal tool that's recommended to use with an LS engine. This is the one. I lost it, but we found it. And it comes with these rods, 4 rods, different lengths. So we just have to figure out which is the right one. I got to pull the bolt off, and then the rod goes inside where the bolt is, so you don't screw up the threads or the pulley or any of that fun stuff. Super simple.
We have too many tools and too many projects.
No such thing as too many tools.
Or too many projects, really, but.
All right, they claim these are one-time use bolts. I don't know. I'll probably replace it. Cause it's all right. So we got the bolt out. I believe this is the one. Yeah, that seems about right. And then basically, this guy threads in to the puller. And the reason this is like kind of a specific puller, you can use it for a lot of things, but why it's recommended for the LS is because of the way the pulley is. The other pullers don't work well. But anyway, this rod slides into the center bolt in the puller. Then you line up these arms with tabs that are on the pulley itself, and then it pushes against this as you screw this in. It pushes against the rod, which pushes against the crank, and then pulls the pulley back to you. So I just need to figure out where those tabs are. There's 1 and 2 and 3. All right, so basically we've got the puller on the front, and it clamps itself onto the back here, onto these little tabs. So Bill's turning that center bolt, and it's pushing that through and popping that out.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it was all the way on the tab.
So you can actually see the balancer separating from the timing cover as he turns that. You want to? I don't think I have a 9K ratchet wrench. You want a ratchet socket?
Yeah, that'll work.
That's better, huh?
Much better.
So you can see it pulling away now as he turns that. There you go. Do not ever use an impact to take one of these pulleys or balancers off. Putting them on, yeah. Taking them off, no. Because those, we also didn't oil the puller bolt, but it's not a huge amount of pressure we're putting on it. But you should always oil the bolt, the center bolt that you're using, because it is a lot of pressure, a lot of torque that's required to take that off, number one. Number two, if you did use an impact, it would, and something was bound up, you wouldn't know it, and it would just strip the threads on the bolt or the puller itself. Then you're in a bigger hole than you're in already. There it is. Don't
Now
drop that. Don't drop that.
Is this thing keyed?
No.
These keyed? No keys.
Nope.
How about that?
So that's it. Now we'll pull the timing cover off and see if we can actually get that cam to fit. I think we actually can. The thing is, this rad core mount has this support in the middle, so it may or may not get in the way. We'll find out. Ouch!
More metal?
Yeah.
Where's your other little pan? Oh, right here. Here's your small one too. Let's see that here.
Now, I think I do want to save this gasket. There's nothing wrong with it. This is what this looked like. I did not clean the inside of that. So Bill and I'll clean this up. I did put a new seal in it though. But the oil seems like it was holding pretty good. Got it?
Yeah. You got it. That worked a lot better that way, didn't it?
Yeah.
Much more better.
You just gotta watch out for fuel
Watch
pressure.
your fuel spray. Psst. Couple drips, you good? New rag? There you go. She good?
Yes. I do believe now that we are free to take the intake off. Uh-oh.
Oh, catch it.
Alright, now got it. Got it. I gotta get that off too. No, I don't. Take it off as a unit. Maybe. Can you hold the intake? Yeah. There we go. There we go. Oh, this has to come off. So I broke that before. All right.
Better.
Yeah, and that's easy to put back on again. So there we go. God for impacts.
Right.
Yep. You can put. These are the knock sensors in the valley cover. I gotta pull that off. Unplug the sensors from inside because they're screwed in. These are new. These things tend to hold water pretty bad when these gaskets, these O-ring things, they dry out and then. In fact, this one was full of water, or had water in it when I bought it.
Yeah.
But
Put the new plugs in.
yeah, I put new sensors in
Yeah.
and then new plugs. All right. Knock sensor harness. That's new when I built this motor, so or reassembled. I didn't really build it. Obviously, I didn't clean that up. I didn't clean a lot up in this thing, but that's fine. We can do it now. All right, that one's ready to come off. Coil packs.
Will they hold the coils?
No, that's all right. Okay. I can do it myself.
All right.
It's
Might as
fine.
well. Might as well. Usually I don't even show up till you're done.
This fuel line's right in my way. I wonder who put that there.
No, I don't.
I mean, it looks really good. Whoever did it.
Find a video job.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently, I didn't clean these up either.
That's okay. You know. Everything is well lubricated, so.
Ran fine.
Pretty polished out here.
I thought I got rid of them.
Well, you know. Wait a minute.
Sorry.
Okay, I have 4 other fingers left. Good.
There you go. Alright, we'll just lean them on the exhaust. That's fine.
Leakage.
Oh yeah, that's probably where that noise was coming from.
Yep.
Reckon we shouldn't reuse them.
Nope. Look, out here too, out the back.
That's where it was coming from. I thought it was coming from the collector.
Nope. Look, those 3, it's a total seal.
Yeah,
That one there, right here.
just probably imperfection in the flange.
Imperfection.
Yeah, dude, these plugs look great.
Yes, sir.
So, I don't know if you can see that or not, but these plugs, yeah, there's only 5,500 miles on them. I'm running a TR5 NGK plug, and they're burning really clean.
Perfect. Beautiful burn.
You can't ask for more than that.
Enough fuel, they're lean.
So that means the tune that I threw in there after I put this thing together, I just put together a quick tune. It means it was working really well. Before I go in for the night and wrap up, I thought I'd show you real quick. I'm just going to soak these lifters. These are the BTR Brian Tooley Racing lifters. These are the LS7 equivalent that Brian Tooley sells. I've used them a few times. They work really well. I've never had problems with them. Fingers crossed it's the same thing. So we've got this bottle of SCP oil treatment. It's kind of like honey. So we'll just pop a hole in the lid, open her up, and as I pour this in, you'll see bubbles coming out of the lifters as the air bleeds out of the lifters and gets replaced with the SCP oil going back into them. So you'll see out of the top of the lifter up here, there they go. See those bubbles coming out? There it is. So it'll take overnight, but all the air will essentially bleed out of these lifters, and the lifters will essentially pump up with oil. They'll load up with oil. And I like using the STP because it is so heavy. Some people say that's a problem that it's so heavy. However, once it gets in that lifter, it's much slower to drain out, so it gives me plenty of time for that lifter to stay full of oil. You can see the oil still coming out, or the air still coming out as the oil goes in. Those bubbles will get real small, and they'll just keep bubbling and bubbling overnight. So I'm going to cover this one up like I did the other set. So we've got 16 lifters here, 8 aside. And we'll leave them sit till tomorrow. And then throw the cam in, throw the lifters in, rebuild the heads, throw the heads on, bolt everything together, oil pump, done, running, good to go. See you guys tomorrow.